Plus, you're doing great. 10M Kinyua here, and I'm here because I put up a post that was super confusing for most of you. And this was a post whereby I was speaking about my departed son. This is a boy called KK. He was 1 year 7 months at the time of his demise, and he passed on early this year. And this is a boy who was born with a condition known as Spina Bifida, or in other words, an incomplete spine. And this has led to so many things. It was a beautiful journey. However, it was also very confusing and very heart-wrenching, because it's a sad thing to be able to actually give birth to a child who is disabled. So basically, Spina Bifida causes disability in many forms, because it comes with other conditions like hydrocephalus. That's whereby you find a child with a big head. It also comes with a condition known as clubfoot, or paralysis from waist downwards, which causes clubfoot. Clubfoot is whereby you find legs that are bow legs, others with other different shapes, whereby even the nerve system does not operate correctly or even at all downwards. Therefore, it also means that there is incontinence in terms of poop and stool. This person cannot hold their poop or their stool, so it keeps coming out. As soon as it comes out. So it's also a very rare condition, which is also very difficult to manage. That given, we learned a thing or two as a family about disability. Disability is not inability, because no matter how many challenges that boy went through, he called me mom, and that was so good to me. That meant so much to me, and that was a life-changing moment when he was able to hit that milestone whereby he could call me by my name. He also could recognize everyone. The only thing is that he couldn't walk by the time he left us. But for us to get to that point, for us to be able to get there with the boy, we spent so much money. We spent so many days in the hospital, nights and days, cold nights, just tough days in the hospital, and surgeries, and multiple surgeries, and ICUs and HDUs, rushes and everything. It is just tormenting. But it is also a very beautiful journey when you see your child being able to hit the milestones. You see, when you're given a normal child, or a child that does not have any or many health issues, you need to be able to thank God for that, because that's an actual blessing. Good health is a blessing, and it comes with so many basically challenges that you will never foresee. So I wanted to shed light on some of the plights that come with disability, whether it's an adult or it's a child born with a disability, or maybe some get their disability from probably accidents, diseases like diabetes, where you have to be amputated, some of your legs are amputated. There are many forms of disability, and they come in many forms and shapes. But one thing is for sure, for these mamas who go to the hospital and give birth to a disabled child, or parents, because even fathers, by the way, hats off for all the dads who usually take care of their disabled children. Because most of the time you find that when a woman gets a baby that is disabled, most of the time the father elopes, and they actually tell you, mimi siwezi pata mtoto disabled. It's not in our culture, it's not in my family. Wewe ndio unajua kwenye ulitoa huyo mtoto. Most of the women that I've met in this line have no husbands. It's not like they didn't, but as soon as the husbands saw the kind of child that has been born, they just elope. So there's abandonment, there's denial. You actually go through a lot of denial because you wonder why and how. And there's also the financial crisis, because managing disability is so expensive. Whatever the form, it is super expensive. Remember, this person requires extra care that is not required by a normal person. There's also the confusion that comes with it, like in our case, whereby even the doctors in the hospital where we gave birth to this child, they didn't know what condition this was, such that they had to make a call to one of the big hospitals to be able to explain how the baby had been born, for them to get a clear explanation on what this could be actually. Even finding the hospital where to now follow up on this condition is also a challenge. Other things are like you blame yourself, you start wondering, kwani nilifanyia nini Mungu? Kwani what did I do? Where did I go wrong? And all these things, kumbuka ni mtu mmoja ama wawili, you as parents are the ones handling all these things. It's hard, it's tough, especially now when even other family members start telling you umerogwa ama kwenu mna practice uchawi, especially the in-laws, and they start telling you stories. Sometimes it gets really hard. So now, as this boy's parents, and the boy's name, we should honor it because that is why I'm here. We decided that we would start a foundation in honor of his memory, because that was a cherished child. We loved and loved that boy. He was a precious boy. He was so nice and he was so smiling, ever smiling, and he was a nice boy. So we decided that we would begin a foundation, and our foundation in honor of KK is called the VPRO REACH OUT Foundation. This foundation is meant to come through for all the parents to disabled children, all the parents who are going through mental health problems, and all the disabled children in general, and even the disabled adults who need help to be able to navigate through their lives. Because tell you what, disability means that even the school you go to might need to have a special way that it's made that fits this particular disabled person. And it's so tough dealing with such schools because they're not even available.
Unatakaje? Unatakaje? Oza. Unataka kushika nini? Nishike hiyo. Sitaki ushike simu yangu mimi. Takuma. Leta niume.